What the fuck are you doing?
Well, the last video we made together, the Pokemon the Movie I Choose You Questions and Implications, that actually got me thinking of something I thought of a while back that really fascinated me throughout the entirety of growing up with this franchise.
What exactly is that?
The Multiverse.
The fuck do you think this is? Dragon Ball Super?
Well, no, but that is a good point. Why is it... Anyway, sorry. Chair was caught. But that is a good thing. You know how with Dragon Ball fans, they decide to dismiss GT as not being canon, even though, one, the creator did have involvement in the production, and two, there was still a shite ton of merchandise for it?
Yeah.
Well, the same thing can be said with Pokemon. Because, think about it this way. What's a good example to use?
Where is it?
Was what?
I think I got a perfect example for you. Ah, here we go. You mean like Lucario and the Mystery of Mew?
Yeah, exactly. Why was that on your bed?
Okay. Out of all the freaky shit we've done in the past, present, future, and etc., and the things we do off-screen, on-screen, and every other frickin' thing, the reason behind why I have a DVD on my bed is what you ask about?
Touche. Anyway,
Exactly.
that is a good point because, okay, there are a few points I can make with this. In this movie, Ash meets Lucario and Mew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. In the very first Pokemon movie, Ash met Mew, but then at the end of it, Mewtwo reset time somehow and wiped everybody's memory.
Well, psychic type, so broken as fuck.
Yeah, I know, but yeah. And this was back in time before like dark types and that lot. But yeah. So, but in the sequel to that, well, it birthed the meme, I'll use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan. Mm-hmm. Ash met Mewtwo again. Because Mew technically wasn't in that special.
Okay.
And then used later in Black and White, Ash met a Mewtwo that could Mega Evolve into Mewtwo Y.
Okay.
And look, Sir Aaron and Lucario are also on the cover, right?
Okay.
In Pokemon Sinnoh, in the games and in the movie, well, not the movie, the anime, there's a trainer who looks a lot like Sir Aaron with a partner Lucario that can do all this aura stuff named Riley. He actually gives you an egg so you can have your own Riolu and later Lucario in the Sinnoh games.
Okay, yeah.
I'm putting this over here.
Okay, so yeah, there is a multiverse, probably, and... Okay, so your point being?
The point... Okay, so that was just an example. The thing... Because Ash and Brock never seem to remember that he looks like Sir Aaron. Which got me thinking, are the movies and anime different universes? Because sure, in the movies and show, they have the same Pokemon, except for I Choose You, and probably even the newest one coming out, but still. But sure, they seem to know of a certain Pokemon from those travels, but that's Brock and Ash having traveled a lot.
Yeah.
And either encountering them at one point or another in the show, or hinting at movies or whatever. But no one ever seems to acknowledge that Ash and his friends saved the world countless times.
True. And there are all those times that they probably ran into a Celebi and don't remember that they met one in a movie of some sort. And there was that one time they ran into a Jirachi back in the Unova games and didn't realize that, and Ash didn't realize that he'd already met one back in the Hoenn game, or in the Hoenn movie.
Yeah, and also here's the thing.
Same
Another
could be said for Lugia too.
Yeah, and another, because, yeah, so, but here's the other thing. Stop doing that. The other thing was, the Pokemon Sinnoh League. The trainer Tobias, who everybody speculates on who the rest of his team is, if he has the rest of his team, has a Latios, or is it a Latia? No, it's Latios. and a Darkrai. When Ash met a Latios
and
a
a
Darkrai. So, yeah, that makes me wonder if the movies and the shows are different universes. But here's the thing, it can also be said the same for the games, but not compared to the show and movies, because people have already said, well, kind of because different protagonists and different story arcs and all that kind of stuff.
Well, except for maybe like red, blue, and yellow, because I really speculate whether that I don't know.
Well,
that guy does look like Ash.
Well, yeah, Ash's influence was taken from Red. And technically Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow are technically, even though those sister games, like Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, or Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, it's still an alternate universe, because in Yellow you start off with Pikachu and get Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur later down the road.
Okay, well, let's...
But anyway, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you beat the Elite Four and you go to the little battle island, right?
Yeah.
And then you run into the opposite of the team of that game, whether it's Team Aqua or Team Magma, the one who didn't try to either drown everyone or burn everyone alive.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, I think is morbid. But
very.
But here's the thing. They reference how perhaps in a different universe it would have been us that nearly destroyed the world.
Oh.
Referencing that the characters themselves do wonder about alternate realities.
Yeah, I do.
And it can not only be said for well, not really sequels, but they do reference past games, like in Black 2 and White 2, someone you meet on Route 1 in that game says that he met someone else who grew to defeat the champion.
Oh, yeah.
How in remakes there are things that are different, like in Heart Gold and Soul Silver there are new Pokemon added that you couldn't find previously in the original Gold, Silver, and Crystal. And how in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire there was Mega Evolution. And technically in the sister games, because in Crystal you can do things that you can't only do in Gold and Silver, like a certain hidden room in the ruins of the Valve. And in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, if you had it back then, you could do an event with the GS Ball and a Pikachu to get a spiky-eared Pikachu and or a shiny Pikachu, and if you could have encountered Celebi and go back in time and battle Giovanni. And in Emerald, not only can you get Rayquaza, but you can also catch Kyogre and Groudon without trading. And in Platinum, there was the whole going to the Distortion World thing.
And getting Giratina and having the ability to get the Dialga or Palkia.
Yeah, instead of just being limited to one game. And having to trade over.
Okay, so there is a possibility of a multiverse. I can agree with that.
Yeah, and that they're probably all connected.
But I mean, what exactly is are you specifically just telling us that there's a possibility of a multiverse, or do you have some kind of like anything else to go on?
Well, okay, what about Pokemon Generations? They show different people from the games and movies or TV show or whatever going off on their own little adventure.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. I'd actually like to say I think there is a possibility that Pokemon Generations is based off events in the games.
Well, yeah, they do say that too. Like, what was it in the first one? It was Red catching Pikachu, and then going throughout the regions.
Into an anime, going to the different regions.
Yeah, it's
facing Volcarona and all of them,
and Noivern, Pikachu battling,
and then possibly battling against Zygarde.
Yeah,
in its complete form.
Yeah, and
fucking OP as hell.
Yeah. So, and even the mangas, they could be an alternate reality all their own because of how dark they are. Like, I'm not talking about the mangas that are like driving off the show, like.
You mean specifically Pokemon Black and White?
Yeah.
Or even
because
Pokemon X and Y?
Yes, because it's mainly focusing on the protagonists of the games, but also think back to the Pokemon Adventures manga, where we start off with Red, whose first Pokemon is a Poliwag that he caught, and then he later gets a Bulbasaur from Professor Oak, and then he goes into a town where Pikachu is causing problems, and he catches it.
Okay.
In that manga series, there are not only zombie Pokemon in the Pokemon Tower, but also an Arbok who gets cut in half by blue or green in
Oh my
or whatever.
god, that is dark.
Yeah,
That
it
is dark.
Yeah,
And that probably kind of brings up the wonder if Red did kill Blue's Raticate. But we'll get into that possibly Never? Okay.
no, too many people have talked about that, and I don't know. I just think like people say that that's probably a thing. I personally think it's more like
Okay, well, now...
no, I think it's more like Blue just like took it out of his party and put it in the PC and was just going there to like pay his respects to either a Pokemon he knew from the past or just because he was in the area.
Okay, well...
And or he heard about a ghost and wanted to see if it was true or not.
Okay, so we've talked about Pokemon Y, X, Sun, all that jazz.
Sun and Moon.
Sun, Moon, all that jazz. Those universes are fine and dandy, whatever. Now, but that leaves the question of the explorers.
What do you mean?
Specifically, I mean, like, come on, you fucking thing. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon or Explorers of Sky. Explorers
that's
of
what you
Time.
mean. Well, yeah, it was,
Those universes or that specific world it basically has like no trainers whatsoever. Pokemon are evolving on their own, going on quests and
Yeah,
doing
it's
all
kinda
sorts
like-
of things.
yeah, it's kind of like a Zootopia situation where humans never happened.
True, or they killed them all. And not
Possibly.
Anyway, so what are your thoughts on explorers?
I think it could also be a parallel universe too, because, okay, think about how games like this start. I mean, it's opened up with a voiceless figure talking. We later found out who's talking later throughout the gameplay, but still. And it says a human has been sent to the world, and it turns the player into a Pokemon. And then it starts off with them meeting their partner, yada yada yada. They start going on missions, yada yada yada. They start tackling big bad ones like in Infinite Dungeon or whatever.
Oh,
They tackle it. Yeah, so
Mystery Dungeon and Gate to Infinity.
that's it. So yeah, they tackle all that kind of stuff, but it is technically a parallel world since the Pokemon in those games before the main character shows up, they seem to think that humans never have been around.
All right. Well, this discussion has opened up probably a lot more questions
And implications with John. Hey, there's a connection. Again.
Yes. Well, is there any more we need to talk about, or is there like something you want to add? Anything, Mr. Professor of Questions?
Professor of Questions? Really? That's the title you're giving me?
If you're going to question why I have a movie on my bed, I'm going to give you that specific name.
Well, implications, questions, all that good stuff.
Implicate.
But like I said in the previous
Move on.
video, that's part of the fun, wondering, oh, what could happen? Oh, I know the multiverse theory. What would happen if this played out? Or this? Hey, these things are connected. So, and then people think about how they're differently. I mean, look at all the different, like, theory videos there are of Pokemon, like, what if Ash would have released this Pokemon, or what if Ash evolved this Pokemon? That kind of thing.
Okay.
And those all technically fit into the Pokemon multiverse because those what ifs are happening somewhere out there. Like in a parallel version of our world, Ash. Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but in the original production of the show, Ash's starter was a Clefairy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and they even reference that when the gang go to a movie festival and see a character who looks a lot like Ash and a Pikachu traveling with a Clefairy.
Okay, well, this video has opened up a lot of questions, implications, and all that. So, are we going to wrap this up, or is there more to talk about?
I think that's all for now.
Okay, well, if you guys have any theories or any such, I don't even know what I'm doing. This
Possibilities that you think would be interesting if Pokemon did tackle the multiverse theory in the show or in the show, movies, or in any other source of Pokemon media.
Personally, I do want a larger story of the Pokemon Explorer. I mean, we have plenty of games of Explorer,
Well, yeah, and there were a couple of Pokemon specials.
Yeah, Pokemon specials. I would like to see more theories or whatever you guys have. Comment, like, subscribe to his channel. Comment below, share this video with a friend, all that good stuff. None of these games are being advertised. They're just something I had to
Lie around and help drive in the points.
Exactly. So anyway, good day, good night, good fortune to you all. That is how you do an outro. Give them some kind of last words or whatever. An outro.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna start writing down new outros, but you know what? I think I'll use this one for old time's sake. Just as a kind of final farewell, if you will.
Farewell to my brother.
And I just realized that technically there is a multiverse aspect in a movie because we did see Ash in a world without Pokemon in Pokemon the movie I Choose You.
I'm pretty sure that was just a dream, but there was...
Well, yeah, but technically it is an alternate world.
But there was an alternate world where he went to one where Serena's more aggressive and so is Pikachu.
Yeah, and the show, but that was
Team
in
Rocket is
good guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were technically there, but I want to see them explore more of that.
well. Anyway, just
Right, sorry.
I'm telling you what to do in your video. Just
Yeah, I know.
do what you're doing.
I kind of also want to see the Mirror Gang from X and Y go on Mirror Journeys to see that Ash progress and become less and less of a crybaby and become more and more brave.
That would be an awesome side story.
I know, they could
That
make
would
that
be
like a spin-off show.
That would be an awesome side thing to do.
We are getting way off topic.
Yes, we are. Get out of here.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
We are really prolonging this ending. Anyway, everyone, thank you for watching the video. That's Christian Lancer Bradley. I'm Austin Bergson. Onwards and upwards, allons-y. For those of you who don't know, allons-y is French for let's go! Which we did oddly not talk about, huh?